Hello, everybody. Jack Olmsted, GMO-free news, digital reporter. I'm here with some amazing guests, a local videographer, photographer, Megan Kreger. She was able to get into the CNN green room at the debate. How you doing?
I'm doing good today. Still processing a lot of pictures, but it's been a busy weekend here in Flint, so that's kind of understandable.
And we've
So,
got Elise Conklin and Liv Larsen. They're University of no, Michigan State University students.
oh yeah, don't get those two confused. Them's fighting words.
Yeah, you're gonna start something, Jack.
Sorry about that. I'm on the West Coast, so
He's a pistol. We gotta watch him.
and you guys spent the whole day in Flint on Sunday. Is that right? Yes. And
Yes,
you left Lansing about 9:45 a.m.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's our spring break, so naturally instead of being on break, we're like, let's go to Flint for like 12 hours, and then we're probably gonna do it a few more times this week because we're really stocking up on footage right now.
B-roll.
Yes,
All the B-roll.
all of it. Glorious B-roll.
So why don't you guys tell us what it was like from your perspective going to Flint?
Well, we started off at the march that started off at the park and then went across the Flint River, and that was pretty cool. It was a lot of media that was there at first, but like once the march started, then like a lot more people joined, and the police started helping out and stopping traffic for everybody to get across the river and stuff. So it was really cool to see, and definitely a lot of good footage. There was a lot of stuff happening like within that march, so it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to see the community come together, like during the march, and then after the march we went to a documentary screening about the emergency management of Flint. That was really well done, and then we got to see like really strong content, and then we got to see most of the viewers of that documentary then all started a second march that went from the documentary viewing at Woodside Church to right outside the debate, and people were making very like political slogans, and they were talking about how like Flint lives matter, and it was really amazing to see everyone come together, because I mean it wasn't I really like the idea of like Flint lives matter because it is a predominantly black community, but Melissa Mays said that lead doesn't see color. And I think that put it really well, that, I mean, this is really affecting everyone, and it's something that's really important for the community to come together. And we really saw that yesterday, which was amazing.
Can you tell us a little bit about this screening of Here's to Flint that was done by ACLU?
Yep, yeah, it was Kurt Guyette and I forget the other woman's name.
Kate Levy.
Kate Levy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kate
so
Levy.
we watched the documentary, and then there was, I'll call it like a panel, I guess. The main characters of the documentary and a lot of like key figures in the Flint water crisis sat up front, and they had about 2 minutes, and they just passed down the microphone, and they kind of had a little platform to say whatever they wanted to say, and so that was really cool. Some people were just very thankful, some were really fired up, some were just like, I still can't believe this is happening. So there was a lot of different dynamic and emotions between the different characters and the people and stuff. The response at the documentary, there was a ton of people there. Like, there was not enough room for everybody in that church. So it was really cool to see like a community come out and show support for that local film.
Yeah, it was crazy. The Reverend Jesse Jackson was like 2 rows behind me, and I kept looking back, and I'm like, oh my God, it's actually him. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, Mark Ruffalo was in Flint yesterday too. There was a whole lot of support nationally, but definitely like Flint together, especially during that documentary screening. Like, occasionally people would cheer when like, oh, their friend came up on camera, or like Melissa's family was there, so whenever she was on camera, they were like supporting her. But it was really crazy because, I mean, I've done a lot of research on Flint and what happened, but seeing it condensed into like 30 minutes of, okay, this is how it started, and it was chronological, and they had a timeline on the bottom. So actually seeing like Governor Snyder saying like, oh, I had no idea that this was ever happening, and then it cut to a person 1 year ago being like, I've sent him letters, I've gone to the Capitol, and him being like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. You're like, wow, that's just a bold-faced lie. Like, it's not even him being ignorant. It's not a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. Like, that's very blatantly, obviously an untruth, which was interesting.
How was the emotion in the film for you?
It varied. Sometimes you would get really mad and people would just like, just like exasperated sighs, like, oh man. Sometimes people would cheer and like, I mean, the audience was super interactive. And like Elise was saying, when they would see when people would see someone they recognize on the screen, they would clap and be like, oh, like they would talk out loud. And so again, it just proved further to the point that it was for the local people and they came out to see it, and it was something that they were incredibly, like, they were really into it, and it was really cool to see the reaction.
Yeah, it was very factual, but I mean, a lot of the figures that were being thrown up were completely horrifying. So the documentary itself wasn't focusing on like the raw emotions, but just sitting there and listening to all these statistics and being like, these are people, like they're not numbers, and being surrounded by those people who are engrossed in that statistic it was a really interesting experience to see the people watching it and getting really worked up.
After you watch that documentary, are you thinking about making adjustments for your film?
It's actually really nice because as soon as theirs ends, that's when we started making ours. So it's kind of like part one, part two.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see kind of what people were reacting to, but we definitely still have the same like beginning and end. We got some more ideas for like content or people to look into for interviews, but I think our documentary is still really solid because we did have to do like a lot of research. So a lot of the stuff that was presented we'd already known about when we were starting to craft like the skeleton of our documentary.
So what is your time period focusing on?
It really kind of starts when the event or when the crisis blows up, so like October of last year. So that's really where ours kind of picks up, and we're going to start the documentary with a really intense news montage that'll be
National
like 2
attention.
minutes. Yeah, just to kind of get everybody that's watching up to speed, like, okay, in case you don't know what's happening, this is what's happening in a quick 2-minute montage episode thing, and then go right into present day, I guess you could say, so ending like October-ish to December.
Yeah, because we really want to focus on how people are surviving it and like what they're looking forward to in the future. Like we were talking to Dr. Mona, and she was talking to like, okay, I mean, there's nothing that we can do to stop this from happening. Like this happened, and now we can like stop it from happening in other cities. We can treat lead. We can do all these things to help each other and grow as a community. But I mean, it happened, and it's horrible. But we really want to focus on like what's next for Flint.
Do you have any questions, Megan?
No, actually, I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
Awesome.
good pitch. Very good pitch.
I'm glad you.
That'll work.
Thanks.
All right, so let me just double check something. I think my other pictures might be up as well.
So can you give us an idea of what your Sunday was like?
My Sunday, sadly, was not filled with a documentary. I wanted to go, but I ended up making the decision to head to the spin room, which was, like I said, CNN's media area. So that was an experience. I've never really encountered anything like that in my life before. I felt like I just got thrown in the deep end. But
Can you tell us how
I
you
kinda
got into
jumped.
this? How you got into the spin room? I've got a picture of the spin room up here.
Yeah, so, and I was actually sitting towards the, I guess, the left third of the photo, somewhere in there. It's hard to point out. But yeah, so I had really, really, really wanted to shoot the debate basically ever since it was announced. I'm like, oh my god, that would be the coolest thing ever. So I did end up getting a hold of a contact email, and I went ahead and applied for a press pass and was granted one. Now, unfortunately, I missed the walkthrough earlier in the day, and I missed the deadline for applying for the photo spray. So I don't actually have any pictures from the debate hall, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, I still have plenty of really great photos. Also, you know, we did basically run out of the building real quick for a endorsement press conference with Bernie Sanders. So, I mean, that's always a plus, too. So,
What's a photo spray?
I'm guessing that's when you, like, when candidates walk in and basically you get the immediate like rush of flashbulbs. I'm guessing it's that. I mean, kind of would make sense to me for it to be that, but I don't know, that's me. So a lot of this I'm still getting figured out. It's been kind of intense.
Can you show us the passes that you got?
Yeah, actually I have my standard press ID. So I got that issued. And then it had this one for CNN. So I don't want to show it for too long because I don't want to like get in trouble and maybe not get credentials again. But I have the most beautiful new keyring ever, although I'm not sure if I want to get it dirty or not. So like that just, it was a really cool experience. So, and
So do you have some pictures that you can share?
yeah, they're actually let me just double check something really quick because it should have just been posted to my company Facebook. Yep. They're there. So you've got them up right now, Jack, or should I?
Yes. Well, I've got them, or you can do them. It'd probably be better if you do them because you have control.
Yeah. Okay.
You want control?
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll pull this up.
So what do you got? What's next for you guys?
For us?
Liv. Yes.
We have an interview this Thursday with a local Flint nurse. So we're really excited about that one to get more of the medical perspective and more from a nurse's perspective because I'm sure she can give, you know, fascinating anecdotes and stories and examples. And then there's a debate, or not a debate, excuse me, there's an event going on Friday. I think it was Families for Flint was the name of the event. And it's like an all-day thing going on. So we're trying to push our schedules around to see if that's something we could go to, if it's not something we could go to. So
yeah. There are a couple events coming up, but since we're planning on premiering in April, we have a lot of the stuff that we need. So a lot of the shoots are going to start being like following people around their homes and actually having them demonstrate what they talked about previously. And then we're going to get really dig our claws into post-production and editing and be ready for premiering. The week of April 25th is when our premiere will be.
And we're looking to go there. The House of Representatives meeting is coming up soon in March, and that's when the Flint crisis is on the agenda for them to talk about. So we're working on getting that all figured out, but we're definitely going to be outside for sure if we can get in. If we can't get in, we're definitely going to be outside filming and getting the guaranteed protests that are going to be happening outside. So.
We got some really good, I guess I wouldn't say protests, but you know, just people just I guess rallying last night. But we can never have too much, and so we're definitely going to be there, and then I'm probably going to start editing and whatnot.
Man, I wish I was out there. I should have split it up, my time up better. I'm really regretting it. But you know what? It's okay because the protest came to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was, Jack, you want me to take it over? Or?
Yeah, take it over.
All right, cool. So what ended up happening was that all of a sudden, you know, I'm surrounded by everybody, and we're all dressed very corporate. And all of a sudden, you start hearing this drum. And, you know, I was local, so I'm like, oh, protesters. Excellent. So everybody starts freaking out because they're not used to stuff like this. And, you know, so I grab my camera and go running for the door, and a bunch of other people do too. And so we finally got out there. And at first they weren't letting us out because they were worried about people getting in the building, and also like the doors had alarms on them. So those were going off. It was pretty intense, but so once I got outside the building, got some good pictures of people. And of course we had the devilish Snyder.
Amazing.
I saw a few of
I
them.
know.
It's my favorite poster. I died the first time I saw it.
So good.
There's so many good ones. It's hard to pick which one's my favorite. So this is back when you get in, you know, they had the big signs hanging. And it was just, this is going to sound really nerdy, but this was really cool to me because, like, I didn't realize how big you could silk screen things. Like, these things are massive. I mean, all of this, it's just like a full story. So I was actually set up somewhere around here, I believe. But this is the spin room when got pretty busy. You know, and then they had set up for people who were going to be broadcasting live and whatnot for the broadcasters. So this is, again, you know, people getting ready to be when people are live tweeting. So, you know, people give me crap sometimes because I want to live tweet during TV shows, but I mean, this was taking it to a whole new level. You know, there's Politico like 2 rows in front of me, and I kind of like want to lean over their shoulder and go, "What you writing?" I'm just gonna read it on the site in 20 minutes, anyways. I want to sneak peek. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz, she was doing some interviews beforehand. I requested one, was not granted, but that's okay because I'm awkward. So Dan Kildee immediately got bum rushed as soon as he entered the spin room or spin zone.
Yeah, our editor actually got to talk to the congressman at it was an event that Bill Clinton had in Detroit that we were able to run down and film. And Bill Clinton was running late, so Dan quick jumped on stage and was talking about Flint, and he said some really amazing things.
Yeah. He's got our backs. So I see great things for him in the future.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So then this is another view, like you can tell how much of a zoo it turned into. And then just various people. And Senator Stabenow, also from Michigan.
Wow.
Congressman Gary Peters. Debbie Wasserman Schultz again. I was surprised at how petite she is. And then
Is that microphone?
it is. It is.
We were really
man.
upset we didn't get to meet
You're
him.
so close to him.
Well, I'm short, so I've gotten really good at, you know, kind of snaking and arming, and
Amazing.
people don't expect my camera. My camera's pink, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that picture. That's great.
I know. I really love it too. I'm looking forward to putting it on Tumblr.
Hey, it's my buddy.
Yup, it is your buddy, good Reverend. And this face, I couldn't resist. And then this face, I also couldn't resist.
I know he's been like tweeting about Flint since forever, but like it's been really, really constant today.
I'm really happy that, especially like he's taking his status and he's blowing it up. I mean, it's been blown up, but he's not letting people forget about it. And I have so much respect for him. He's a spectacular activist. I always forget how active he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then Ms. Melissa.
Yes.
And then Karen Weaver. Mary Weaver. I love this picture of her. So then I crashed this guy's selfie. So, and then that was me last night. So, ta-da!
Look at you all corporate.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like, I had a dress on that was below knee length and everything.
What?
It was a cute dress. So, all right, let me turn off screen sharing.
That's awesome.
See if I remember how to do it.
You're good now.
I think
It's your face.
you're back to you.
Okay. Yay!
Yeah, you did it. How about the pictures of Bernie?
Well, you've got them up now.
Yeah, I got 'em, but you can go get them up and you can go through them.
Yeah. So these were just from the press conference.
What press conference?
The one where Regal announced his endorsement of Bernie Sanders. And I'm a little disappointed because I saw this was trending earlier today and I tried to get it up in time, but I don't think that I did.
It's not my screen, that's why I can't scroll.
So, all right. So he came in, was talking about his past with Flint, me being artsy. I snuck in front. Let me tell you, that was kind of awkward. Trying to crawl in front of a bunch of live cameras and stuff to get in a better position.
Oh, you're one of those.
You go, girl.
You get in front of our camera.
I tried to not, but
I appreciate that. There are a few, we've gotten our camera bumped around a few times, and
I know people have been. There's some people who are just too.
There's some agile photographers out there. Though.
Yeah. I'm like, crap, I gotta start doing Pilates again. So, all right. Bernie, he's talking still.
His hair.
I know.
It's tough.
It's like I love his hair. So, what? Computer, are you drunk? I don't even know where that came from. That was weird. So, I like to think that maybe he's, eyeballing me there. He's seen the pink camera before. I think it distracts him.
Yeah, that's a good tactic, though. I kind of like that. Like, it's a cool camera, but it also gets people's attention. Like, you can't not look at a bright pink camera.
I think it was best.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. But at the same time, you also run the risk of, am I going, people looking and seeing the pink camera and going, oh, there's no way she could be serious.
Yeah.
So.
And you just whip out your press pass, and there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that will make life easier.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I was on CNN, so.
I think the back of my head was on CNN a couple times.
That's impressive. I'm impressed.
Ooh, hang on. Screen thing. I'm just a mess tonight. I'm like, oh, but this picture, I'm like, oh, he looks so presidential. Snap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to go for dramatic effect there. Sometimes I do that. So, yep. And then Bernie finally started speaking, and that was great as always. One thing that I forgot is that as a member of the press, I am now allowed to ask questions at press conferences.
Did you ask
him?
So
I kind of kicked myself for that one because I was way down in front.
Did you guys have get to split up between the two candidates then? Like, did Hillary have a thing and then Bernie have a thing?
Nope, just Bernie.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I thought, maybe it would be split up, that there'd be something for both of them, but nope.
I did hear that Hillary, especially in Michigan, has been trying to do smaller, more intimate events so she can get more FaceTime. Because we went to a Bernie thing, and it was the Breslin Center on MSU's campus, which is where we have.
Oh, that was a great rally.
It was filled to the brim.
They kept letting people in too.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I think it's just two different tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also enthusiasm.
Yeah. I don't know how he's doing that at his age. I'd be tired after a week.
I know, right? I'm like, how much I kind of want to know how much coffee he drinks, or is it
Oh, I'm sure.
in, or I mean, he's pretty spry though, so.
He is, yeah.
There was Liv keeps telling me, there's a video on YouTube about a guy, like, he has a heart attack next to the stage, and then it's a video of Bernie being like, oh god, and he like runs
Bernie
over.
like sprints over.
Sprints over
And you're
to
just
this
like,
guy
I
having
didn't
a heart
know.
attack, and it's
Bernie
he
can move that
moves.
fast. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
yeah, you're just like, oh, there he goes.
So, yep, and that's the end of the Bernie photos. Oops. So, yep. All right, and then
So, Megan, are you going to make the trip to Washington, D.C. for the hearings?
yes, I will be there. So I'm really looking forward to that.
You're going to take the bus?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a terrible ride.
How
I
long is
can't wait. It's oh man, like my body ached for 2 days after I got back. Just I was so bent out of shape from sleeping in those seats. But I mean, it's a great experience and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So at least this time, I know what to expect kind of.
Yeah.
So that makes it a lot easier.
When
Are you
is that
going-
happening?
Are you going on the 15th and the 17th?
No, I believe the only trip is going to be for the 17th.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So they decided to go for Snyder's hearing. I'm sure you can understand why.
Yeah.
Wow, not the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
It'd be
Okay.
great if it were, an extended trip, but
But you got the mayor. You got Dane Walling.
mm-hmm.
He's going to give up the ship. He's ready to sing what he knows.
And I'll be able to watch it on C-SPAN with popcorn. Better pick up extra seasoning now, actually. Hopefully I don't need too much salt.
I think Flint's plenty salty already.
Yeah. Was there?
Yeah, but we've earned the right to be salty.
Oh,
completely.
100%. Wasn't one of the, was it the emergency manager? Someone's refusing to testify before Congress.
Yep.
Is it the emergency manager?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Because you can do that. Like, oh no, Congress, I'm gonna.
Pass. Thank
Yeah.
you, but
Early. He's going to be there on the 15th.
Okay.
The 5th. I'm really surprised you guys aren't going on the 15th. There won't be a big bus.
I mean, if there is one that's going on the 15th, I haven't heard of it. I just know of one that's leaving the night of the 16th. So that's the one I'll be on. Like, as soon as there were whispers about, basically on the trip to DC last time, everybody's like, is there going to be a trip for the next trip? Or for the next hearing? And yes, so that'll be fun.
And this is one of those times when being a student is not playing to our advantage.
Yeah.
'cause-
weekday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, I miss school though. I do. Sometimes I do math for fun. I need to stay sharp though.
Wow, you need to get a hobby.
I do. It's called photography. It's
There you
taken
go, there you
over
go.
my life.
Well, you also volunteer for the Bernie campaign.
I do, which has also taken over my life.
You do data entry. You were sick last week. I mean, you're just go, go, go. You're burning the candles at both ends.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing about the pictures is, time is of the essence. Got to get them out. So, but that's okay.
Well, if you guys don't have anything else to talk about, do you have anything you want to talk to Megan about? Megan, you got anything you want to talk about? We can just close this up. Let you guys go to bed, I guess. I know both of you.
Actually, I have tutoring to do, so.
There you go.
Tutoring.
Well, we will add you on Facebook, so look out for us. And then
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay! More friends.
all the Facebook friends. But
Awesome.
yeah, so I mean, we'll be in Flint a lot, so
All right, cool.
Around.
We'll have to grab a coffee or something.
for sure, yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for having us again, Jack.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for showing
definitely.
of course.
up. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Okay.
And looking forward to all of your work, all your great work.
Definitely.